and welcome back to Building a Brand. So today I am going to speak to you about books, or like recommend books to read about starting a business. Some of the books that I have I think are really interesting, and they might not have like been books that you've ever looked at before or known of. Some are more like geared towards fashion or creative businesses, but I feel that some of them are just like books in general that will help you. So with no further ado, my first book is The Sunday Times, How to Write a Business Plan. Now this book was actually really good for me. It teaches you about like how to create your strategy, forecast your finances, and obviously like produce that persuasive plan. So this is what it looks like. I used it to write mine. Like the pages, they're okay, they're not battered or anything, but it's not a long book, so it is like quite a quick read, I think. Let me look. It's only got, in total, the book has 173 pages, but obviously like the last block of that is just glossaries. So and the appendix. So it's only 158 pages to like read through, so you could do that in like a couple of days. It's not difficult. But yeah, it just tells you like how to set out your business plan, like your missions, your visions, your like your cash forecasting, your profit and loss, like your physical year and your costings and all of that. So yeah, really helpful book, and I would definitely recommend. So my next book is more so geared towards fashion brands, and this is How to Set Up and Run a Fashion Label. This is by Toby Meadows, and the one that I have is the second edition. I believe there is definitely a third edition, quite possibly a fourth, but like I said, I've got the second edition. I've had this book for years, since I was like an undergrad, and it is very, very good. If you are looking to set up a fashion business, this literally takes you through like everything. It's got like information, should I put it this side? Information about like the production process. It takes you through like basically your critical path kind of thing. It's got case studies. It's got like about like product and imagery. Obviously, like I've highlighted it from where I've like made my notes and stuff. It's got like a retailer checklist. It's got about like knowing your market. And then it's also got about like looking after the books, your cash flow. It's got like loads of case studies, to be honest. It's got things about like marketing, about like how to get your message out there. So this is a book I would definitely recommend, and I could only imagine that with the third edition and possibly a fourth edition, that they cover more like social media and digital marketing and things like that. Although there are some bits in here about social media, but it's not in depth because when did this come out? This was obviously like before the massive hype and the mass hysteria of social media. So this was first published in 2009. The second edition was published in 2012. So that's that one. Next, more so fashion based as well, but fashion marketing communications. This is all about like your PR and obviously like marketing your brand, and it covers case studies and like the effectiveness of fashion marketing communication. Tells you about like email marketing, social media, supporting a trade, like doing events, if you have like a store location, it tells you about like store locations and what to put in your windows and independent stores and all of that jazz. But yeah, this is a very good book if you want to know more about marketing and communications and how to get your brand out there, because when you look at other like business books, it only gives you like maybe a small chapter or like a page and a half about communication and getting your brand out there. So if you want more in depth, then my suggestion is to look for those specifically targeted books. Another great read is Do What You Love, Love What You Do. I bought this year, actually, not even that long ago, maybe at like the beginning of the year, so maybe like January, and this is by Holly Tucker, MBE, and she was the owner and founder of Not on the High Street. If you know Not on the High Street, it is just a marketplace full of independent businesses and brands and customizable like brands, which did really, really well. She has a new company called Holly & Co. And that is also geared towards like more independent brands and like helping them. But this book is specifically about like turning your passions into profits. She goes through like quite a lot of different like things. Let me just tell you like, so there's no time wasting, how to turn your passion into a business, how to start those first steps, and creating a good life balance, business basics, sharing your business journey, pivoting, what she learnt the hard way so you don't have to, conclusion. But one thing I will say is this is the first like business book that I've come across that is so colourful. And as like a creative person, reading just black and white sometimes is so boring, but this one was actually like really like nice to see like different colours and different images, and kind of gives you just like a bit more like inspiration. So as you can see, as I'm like flicking through, there's like lots of like really good images and engaging images, should I say. So yeah, I think this is definitely a good one to read. I did really enjoy reading this book, and it did give me some ideas, and I think she actually just gives you like tasks throughout the book to help you understand certain things or help you figure out certain things, which were actually really good. So that's book number 4. Number 5. Now, this is something that I think a lot of creatives will struggle with, because it's not their focus or what they would want to do in business. It's not what you go into business looking at doing. But this is understand tax for small businesses. Get it out. So this is very, very useful. Now, the reason that you need to understand tax for small businesses is because at some point you're going to have to pay taxes. I personally would advise you to hire an accountant. I have an accountant, but at the same time, you still need to understand what it is they are doing for your business. The reason you need to understand is because although you have an accountant, it's you that is responsible for what they submit. If you do get an accountant and you don't understand what they are doing, just ask them to explain, because at the end of the day, you are paying for that service, so you need to fully understand what they are doing for your business, how it works, what you're submitting or you're not submitting. But this book will just help you understand the different bits of tax for small businesses. And this is written by Sarah Deeks. I got this from Waterstones, so I think it was only like £12.99 or something. Maybe not even that, might have been like £10. But yeah, go and make sure you understand everything about your tax. Now, moving on from tax, business accounting or business accounts. So this is not actually my book, it was lent to me, and this is the 5th edition, and it's written by David Cox. But I have been assured that if you follow this book from start to finish, you will basically learn everything about how business accounts work and how business accounts should look. It is a heavy word book, but it does have some good images like so, so that you can actually really understand like what's going on. And I think even if you don't fully understand it, you'll have some knowledge of what's going on, or like why your accounts look the way that they do. But as you can see, it is a pretty thick book. I mean, compared to this one, look at the difference. Like, yeah. But business accounts, business tax, business finances are something that you need to be aware of as a small business. And then I've just got 3 books which are very similar, but they just explain things in slightly different ways. This one is called How to Start a Creative Business. Put it this way: How to Start a Creative Business, Jargon-Free Guide for Creative Entrepreneurs. And this can basically, obviously, is creative entrepreneurs, so whatever you're creating is in there. It talks about music. It just breaks it down without jargon, obviously, as it says. Very helpful book. I read this in my master's. It was recommended to me by my tutor, and it was a read for like before you start. So it was actually really good, and it helped me understand like when I went to my lectures about what's going on and what it is I needed to do. Then this one, Design, Create, Sell, very similar to that, but this is more geared towards starting a fashion business, and it's a bit like how to set up and run a fashion label, but it just has different things, and it's more like up to date because I bought it maybe like 2019. It was just more so of like a reference thing, just something to have. And it's actually done by Country Living magazine, and it's written by Alison I want to say Alison Louis. Just going back, this one is done by Doug Richards, if you want to see. And then I've just got this last one, and it is Running a Creative Company in the Digital Age, and it's written by, what's her name on the book? No, Lucy Baxter at the top. Written by Lucy Baxter, and she talks about like running a business, like obviously in a digital age. Talks about websites and blogs and articles and things like that. So, oh God, sorry. If that is something that you're interested in, like specifically running a business through this digital time, then that is something that you should check out. Those are my book recommendations for if you want to start a business, or if you started a business and you're having trouble with anything from those books will help you. If you're a fashion brand, all of these books will help you. You need to get your head around the business side, because it's the business side that will make or break your business. The creativity is there and will always be there. So yeah, hit up Amazon, Waterstones, your local independent bookstore. I'm sure they'll have something for you, but my best advice is to like read upon those subjects that you are unsure of, because there are explanations of them. Obviously, like, you can go on YouTube and watch things, but sometimes for me personally, I tend to find that although it's playing, I'm not always 100% listening. Whereas if I've got the book in my hands, it's more tangible. I can, you know, write, like, score the lines underneath it, highlight it, whatever, write things down, make notes, I like as a note, and I can go back and refer to those notes, whereas it can be a little bit harder when you're watching a video and you're not really listening. But yeah, those are my recommendations. I hope they've helped, and don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, turn on your notifications, and I will see you in the next video.